Okay, today is Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. I call the village board meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Zarnik?
Here.
Trustee Feichter?
Here.
Trustee Frankie?
Here.
Trustee Listner? Here. Trustee Prochnow?
Here.
Trustee Schmidt?
Here. All board members are present tonight. It's a special evening tonight as we go through it. It'll be Trustee Zarnik's last board meeting, and we'll be talking more about that as the meeting gets moving along. And, of course, we'll be swearing in our new trustee, Tammy Miller, who will be coming in at the end of the meeting also. So, with that said, we do not have an invocation tonight, but we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone can please rise. The flag's to my right. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, folks. Please be seated. Appreciate that. Now, I hope, Trustee Listener, you and your new cohort can work out this whole thing with minutes and accounts payable and all that. So you got 4 weeks to work it all out.
Okay.
Because you and Nancy have done a great job working coordination on this for a number of years, and change is coming. So, with that said, we move on to the approval of the minutes of October 26, 2021.
I move we approve the minutes of October 26, 2021, and dispense with the reading.
Second.
We have a motion by Trustee Zarnik, a second by Trustee Lister. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show unanimous approval. We move on now to the Mayor and Board of Trustees report. A lot of things have been happening lately, and we meet once a month now, so try to get everything update for you. We'll talk about some things that occurred after during the last board meeting afterwards, but some items took place. I know several trustees with me on November 3rd, Alexian Brothers Medical Center, and they are back to calling it Alexian Brothers, which makes us all very happy. We always called it that anyways, but Alexian Brothers will be the main name still, and again, and they did a groundbreaking, and they're looking to expend almost $107 million on adding some floors on the east tower, or the west tower. East or west?
East.
East tower. On the east tower, working on recovery rooms, surgical rooms, a lot of investment they're doing to make it better for everyone, and we appreciate the reinvestment back in Elk Grove and their strong support for the community. It's also good to see Brother Dan and some of the brothers there again. The brothers will be introduced back at the hospital, which makes us all very happy on that. We had on November 6th, we had coffee with the board. That was on Saturday morning downstairs, room E, and had a nice turnout that day. Appreciate meeting with the people. It's kind of nice to be back. We had Josh again, so we had our right pastries and coffee, and went very well. Also on November 10th, had a SOC meeting, working on getting the Fly Quiet rotation program up and going, working well, and we're optimistic. We seem to be working together for what's best for all of us. As we said with the airport now, everyone gets benefits, everyone gets some of the pain. So we feel optimistic that we're working to get that done. It's still going to take about a year to go through FAA, but we're hopeful that we can get it all done quickly soon. Also, November 11th, we had the Veterans Day at the VFW. Appreciate the support. We also unveiled that day the Governor's Hometown Award for the elevator project that was complete, and it's nice seeing them coming up and down. Actually, that was probably the biggest crowd we've had at Veterans Day in years. Remember, we were going downstairs for a while. There was so few. So I think having the elevator makes it easier for some of the veterans to get in there, enjoy the place, all that. So it went very well, and we're excited about how well that went. Also, just yesterday, we had a joint review board of our TIF meeting with all the tax districts. We're excited to say our first TIF district was the town center, the old Jewel Shopping Center that was there and all that. That's actually retiring. That'll be retired in, was it September? September. So we did our TIF. We didn't extend it. It's retiring like it should. The taxing bodies were very thankful and grateful, and it turned out very well for all of us. A lot of you may not remember, but it was not the best shopping center before we did the investment we made over there and turned it into something that we're all so proud of right now. A couple other items before I go, a couple things more in depth. We set our village board meeting schedule, just for the board to know, since we don't have a concert on a Tuesday night in July of next year that falls on a board meeting night, the board meeting that will take place next year on July 19th will be the normal time of 7 p.m. It won't be the early time of 5 to coordinate with the concerts. That'll be normal time. I'll also remind everyone that a week from Friday, November 26th, we'll be having our 23rd annual tree lighting ceremony. Remember, we have Paul Revere's Raiders doing a concert at 4:30. 5:30, we have Santa. Lights will be turned on. Fireworks will happen. It'll be a good time for everyone. And again, we'll be back to giving out hot chocolate, coffee, cookies, and Santa will be giving out candy canes to everybody also. Also something, where's Kobe? Kobe's there. Because, as everyone knows, our fall is very late this year. Leaves are still barely dropping on some trees, still pretty green. We're going to be doing a special leaf pickup. We've done before. We can squeeze one in before they shut down our ability to get rid of the leaves. So it'll be the week after Thanksgiving. So starting Monday morning, November 29th. And for that week, we will go through the entire village and pick up all the leaves that are out. So have your leaves out by 7 a.m. on Monday, November 29th, the Monday after Thanksgiving. We don't know what street's going to be hit first, so that's why all leaves need to be out. Okay? So don't try to guess, well, they probably won't start here. They didn't last year. Don't take that chance. Get your leaves out. Remember, Elk Grove is one of the very last communities that do leaf pickups. Almost all the communities out there have stopped it. I talk to mayors. Mayors always tell me all the time, I don't know why you keep doing that, Craig. We stopped it. It was the best. It's a lot of work for our guys, a lot of expense, but we're going to continue to do it. So your last extra leaf pickup will start on Monday, November 29th, and it'll go through the whole village during that week. So have all of your leaves out there as of that day. A couple of things have happened. If you remember last board meeting, we talked about our new waste hauling starting on Monday, November 1st with Groot. And like anything of this magnitude, there are always some hiccups that occur. And we apologize for any inconvenience that may have occurred and all that, but let me give you a quick update so you know what happened. The first thing was, remember, Groot was going to deliver to everyone's home garbage cans. Everyone's getting 2 garbage cans. Everyone had to take them this time. There's not extra charges actually built in the contract. Remember this, Groot had to deliver to every home a customized delivery because you had a choice of 3 different size recycling containers, 3 different size garbage containers. It's not like they drop one container off at every house, same size, no problem at all. They had to customize every delivery. There was 12,000 deliveries. That's 24,000 garbage cans. 12,000 garbage, 12,000 recycling. So they had to write 12,000 different deliveries to every house. That's an undertaking. It did not go as well as we had hoped, and talking to Groot, they had hired a subcontracting company to make the deliveries. To say the company did not deliver to standard is an understatement. To Groot's credit, they had their guys out working late at night, rain or shine, well, rain or darkness. They also worked the Halloween weekend because they're going to start on that Monday. They worked Saturday and Sunday. I saw one of the trucks out there on Halloween. Yes, I was trick-or-treating. So they stepped up to try to get it done right. So we thank Groot for that extra work. But remember this, if you got the wrong size container, or if you got a container and the size is not working right for you, you can still exchange it. Give Groot a call or call the village, one of us, and we'll make sure you get the right size container. You can change them out once before December 31st, no cost, no extra. If you change it out now, then want to change it out again at the end of November, then change again at the end of December, they're going to start charging you. So make sure what you want, test it out, but you can change once, no cost. They'll come pick up the other one, and drop off a new one for you. They don't mind doing it. They will do it. Now, another mistake grew in, I got my bill right here. They send out their first bill. As was with Waste Management, you get billed every 3 months, once every 3 months. And it's supposed to be due the end of the month of the bill. So our bills came in November. It should have said due November 30th. This first bill said due upon receipt. That is incorrect. So if you've already paid it, that's nice, thank you. But you actually have till November 30th to pay that bill. You won't get with any late fees or late charges. That was their mistake. Groot apologizes for that. Again, transitioning, new things, it happens. Now, the good news with it, like I got my bill right here, I did not buy a garbage can. I didn't rent one in the past. So my bill, as we've told you from day one, went up $1.77 for 3 months. That's 59 cents a month. Mine went up. If you had and paid for a garbage can in the past, that was $5 a month. You're actually going to see a $13.20-some savings every 3 months. You're saving money. And about half the homes rented a garbage can. So half the homes are going to see a savings. The other half, like me, I went up $1.77. However, if you're a senior, 65 and over, you can also get a 10% discount. Just notify Groot or call the village. One of us will help you get that discount put on your bill. Now, it's too late, obviously, for your first bill. You'll see that credit coming on your second bill, which will be in February. But you do it. So if you were renting a garbage can and now you're a senior, you could actually save $20 every 3 months on your garbage bill from what you were paying before. Not a bad deal. So it went well. Customer service, Groot knows the wait time was too long at the start. They're ironing through that. Obviously, they had a lot of calls when we first started. They will take care of it and get better handle on that. Because I know one time I called and said, you're number 24. That means there's 23 people ahead. They know that's unacceptable, and they're working to correct that for us. Last thing, Waste Management. Waste Management has done our work in Elk Grove since they bought our Garden Terrace. I think it was Garden Disposal. Garden City Disposal, yes. They were the original ones, Elk Grove. Waste Management bought them out, and we're doing it for all those years. We always thought we had a great rapport with them. To say we're a little disappointed at their pickup of their old garbage cans would be a little understatement, too. They did a great job in some areas they completely skipped. It actually got so bad that Kobe's guys went out, and I saw them out there picking them up for Waste Management. You got them stored over at the Devon? A lot of them, hundreds of them. So we're a little disappointed in Waste Management. Obviously, we're not doing business with them anymore. Maybe that's what they thought. They didn't have to take care of us. But we went around, our guys went around, picked them all up. Waste Management picked up quite a few, but we picked up the rest. If you still have one, let us know. We'll work ways to get it picked up. So, again, did it go as smooth as we hoped? No. Where we knew there might be some issues? Yes. That was a big undertaking to change all out. But at the end of the day, we think it's going to be good for the village. Remember, Groot came in $9 million, I'll say it again, $9 million over 8 years cheaper than what Waste Management was going to charge us. So not only you save money with Groot, you're paying a lot more with Waste Management if we didn't make the switch. And Groot is an Elk Grove company, which makes it easier for the mayor to go to the door and knock on it when things aren't going well. It's right in Elk Grove, and everyone knows I don't leave Elk Grove. So I'm glad they're here in Elk Grove. So we'll make sure they come through good for us as we move on. Some other good news, we had our second job fair last Friday. Went very well. Almost 100 businesses were there. Over 300 people came through. What we heard was everyone loved it, went well. What people heard, more important, was the people looking for jobs this time were actually serious about looking for jobs. Remember, we did one back in July, thinking that the extra money is going to run out in September. Now it'll be time to get a job and all that. What we saw a lot last time was a lot of people came by and just collected business cards from the companies. And we figured out why. They needed those cards to show unemployment that they were looking for jobs. You know, they weren't serious about it. They were looking. Some people were serious. We heard over 20 people did get jobs out of the job fair, and 2 actually got hired the day of the job fair. It was good, but there was also some weakness. This time, all the businesses said The people looking were far more serious, really looking for a job. It went well. Actually, Trustee Prochno's business was there, and you got some
responses. Yes.
some response back. We were looking for someone. We're actually interviewing 2 people tomorrow that we saw at job fair. And the difference is this. I was talking to Rocco from Rocco Vinos last time. He had 21 people show interest in working for Rocco Vinos. I think 18 never returned his call afterwards. 2 never showed up for their appointment. So they just weren't serious. This time the people seemed a little more serious, and we're excited about that. One last thing on this area. On tonight's agenda, consent agenda, we're talking about our property tax levy. Remember we talked about this back in March. It's going up this year. For the first time in 14 years, we're raising our property tax levy on the general fund to talk about our road improvements that we're working on. We did the sewer to help with drainage issues, sidewalks, the gas, and the property tax to help with road work. If you've been watching the paper lately, here at Palatine, last year they spent $1.9 million on road work. This year they doubled it to $4 million. I know Arlington Heights just did a big thing with road work coming up, passed on their budget. Hoffman Estates, Rolling Meadows, a lot of towns. It's that time, and starting to see more of that. So that work's going to be coming soon, long needed, and we'll make sure we keep everything up to date. Next thing, and I appreciate your time here, things happen. Our water bill issue, and I know a lot of people went through this, and we try to be as transparent as we can in the village. That's why I'm walking through everything. It takes time to get what's happened, but we've got full things here. And I'm going to read you some at the end of this water bill issue. I think it's going to shock you. It's nice to see some businesses try to do the right thing. Before you get that, the printing company we used for our water bills in the past merged with another company. The company we had before was Pinnacle. They had done our water bills for years. The ones that would mail them out and all that. Well, they were purchased by a company called Doxim, D-O-X-I-M. And in the merging process, Doxim did not do a real good job. They were delayed in getting our water bills out, and they tried to redo them. I mean, it was, to say politely as I can, it became a cluster. You know what goes after that. It became a cluster. To say the least, we got rid of Doxim. They're gone. Staff had a very difficult time trying to work with them, try and coordinate with them. They were not good partners with us. It's a shame because Pinnacle, Christine did it for years. We never had a problem with them. So Doxim lost their good standing with us. So then we talked to a number of communities, and the company we went with, I think, was Arlington Heights. Highly recommended CBIS, was it? Yeah. Pardon? Schaumburg, Hoffman Estates, Arlington Heights, all use this new company we brought on, CBIS. And, did I say right, CBIS? Yes. CBIS. We brought them on. Well, lo and behold, they did not do the proper inputting. And what happened was this. When they input it, they didn't correlate correctly the mailing address with the water bill. So what happened, we have about 10,000, 11,000 water bill customers. So what happened was, half the people in this village got their mailing address at the bottom of the bill, that got mailed to you, but at the top was another person's water bill. Half the people got a bill, because once the computer saw it sent out to these 2 people, it thought, okay, we're done. So half the people that were on the top of the ones that got wrongly mailed to someone never got a bill. I was one that never got a bill, because mine went to somebody else's. Now, I was hoping they'd pay it, but they didn't. So, I'm a little upset about that. But the bottom line is, I shouldn't joke because there's some serious stuff here, but that's what happened on that. CBIS fully admitted right away it was their fault. Now, the reason we know it's their fault, because we have about 800 people electronically? Yes. About 800 of our water bill people do it email, and they pay online. It's done, with draft. That we completely control. All of those bills went out fine. They went out fine, paid fine, no problem. That's why we know what we did was fine. I know there's people out there trying to say, oh, we're just blaming someone else. No. If it's our fault, I'll be the first one to say I take responsibility. But it wasn't. It was CBIS's fault. They made a mistake in the programming part. So we're not wrong that way. So With that said, that was incorrect. We had them, they immediately went out, and within a couple days, we corrected the problem, and they sent out new bills to everyone. And when you get your new bill, I left mine on my desk upstairs, it says at the top, in red print, corrected. That's a bill that comes to you where it's the right billing information on your water account, and the bottom mailing address is right. Now, the difference on the new bill from the old one, if you remember the old bill, when you put your bill in the mail envelope, they already had a pre-addressed return envelope. The new one has a window envelope. I know Mr. Rob and I got mixed up on that, and Mr. Rob, I apologize to him for confusing him when he did a story, but you get a new envelope this time with a window envelope at the bottom. See, I take responsibility and I goof up. I already apologize, Mr. Rob. You put in the window bottom, you mail your bill back. Now, we extended your bill due date is normally the 20th of the month. We extended to November 30th. I'm telling you right now, if for whatever reason you don't get your bill to us until December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, we're not going to charge you a late fee. Trustee Frankie always will get one, but no one else will. So that's serious. We're not joking. So if you're a little late, it won't be. But remember this, your next bill is going to come in December, and it's due December 20th. We're back to our normal standard, the 20th each month. Remember, we do it monthly now. So that was done. That's what happened. That's the mistakes. A lot of work done by our staff, handling phone calls. We all got phone calls up here, people contacting us and all that. Now, this is what I like, though. I'm going to read you a letter. Bear with me. To Elk Grove Village residents, we here at Cebus Direct deeply regret the error that occurred with the Elk Grove Village water utility account billing. On November 4th, a large number of bills were addressed and delivered to the incorrect account holders. Some bills were not sent at all. Cebus takes this matter seriously and recognizes that Elk Grove residents deserve accurate and timely billing. We have already corrected this matter and sent complete billing to all village residents, obviously no additional cost to the village. Cebus can assure the village that future billing to Elk Grove residents will be on time with 100% accuracy. We also recognize, here's the important thing, we also recognize that the error has caused a financial loss to the village in terms of personnel time required to communicate with residents, change lockbox procedures, ensure the integrity of all the account numbers, and other related safety issues. Cebus is prepared to provide appropriate compensation to the village for these expenses to ensure that the taxpayers of Elk Grove Village are not burdened with the cost of this unfortunate error. We're working closely with Elk Grove Village management to not only correct the current problem, but also design and implement protections in the procedures and technology to prevent any future errors. Wes Sanders, he's the president of the company. Now, I give credit to a company of that quality. He made a mistake, he know what up, and he's taking care of it. And he's making sure we don't foot the bill. So, Christine, we're not happy they made a mistake. Mistakes happen. I judge people how they respond to the mistake they make. And that, to me, is A+, what they did. So let them know we appreciate them taking care of it and then appreciate them stepping up. And Christine, I appreciate the work your department did because you got all the calls and finance, and I know it wasn't easy, and you worked the best you could to get it done. The other thing is, Christine and her staff, immediately, before almost hit anyone's home, made sure all safeguards were put in place for people's private information. Immediately, we worked on that because we understand that can be a security breach issue we don't want to have happening. So rest assured, we brought in a special IT company that day. We got all the advice we needed to, all the help with safeguards to protect all the people's accounts here in the village. That's paramount to us. So we made sure we took care of that. So that was taken care of. Okay, last but not least, but I won't go into too much depth, we talked before. As most of you remember, last board meeting, the board made the decision that we made some changes when it came to COVID. Remember, as I said before, I'm going to keep saying this. COVID is here for perpetuity. It's never going to go away. It's never going away. Just like the flu's never going away. It's here forever. The numbers of COVID cases will go up, they'll go down. Wintertime, they'll go up. Summer, spring, they go down. Just like the flu does every year. It happens. But as we've been saying as a board, as a community since January, vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. We truly believe to beat anything, whether it's the flu or anything else, vaccination, our opinion, is the best way to address it. Matter of fact, we believe so much in it, we spend tens of thousands of taxpayers' dollars holding 2 vaccination clinics across the street at the Pavilion. Anyone went to them, to this day, say it's the best thing they've ever seen government do. Where we ran it smoothly, how we operated. We've talked about it a million times. Our staff was unbelievable, beyond belief. So we believe in that. What this board does not believe is in mandating. We believe people have rights to choose. Now, we've done a case study ourselves. We have 320 employees here in Elk Grove Village. As of today, over 300, close to 95% of them are fully vaccinated. And we did that without a mandate. We did not require our employees to get vaccinated. When people get forced to do things, when they're mandated to do things, as much as they may want to do it, they put their backs up. You can't tell me what to do. I don't know if this is good. May have religious rights, may have health issues, whatever. But you can see, when you don't force people to do it, and we've got quite a cross-section of employees here in our community, they stepped up. They did it. And that's important. And again, we believe in the vaccine. Everyone sitting up here has been vaccinated. All of us are older. We're all old goats up here. We all got the boosters. So we all got 3 shots. And now we're for it. But again, we don't believe and don't force mandating. And I think we show, maybe a lot of people can learn from this, you don't need to force people to do the right thing sometimes. Now, last meeting, we came out with the announcement that in Elk Grove, we're not going to force a mask mandate. We said in Elk Grove, masks are optional. Remember that word, optional. We didn't say masks are forbidden. We didn't say you can't have a mask. We're going to remove them from you. No. Matter of fact, we do the opposite. If you want a mask, we'll give you a mask. Our police officers, most of our staff walk around with plenty of masks on them. If you want, we'll give them to you. You want 2 of them, we'll give you 2. You want 5, we'll give you. You want 20, we'll give you 20 masks. We'll give it to you. And God bless you if you want to wear it. We have no problem. Wear them. You know, wear it. If you feel safer, you think it helps protect you, use it. We're not going to stop you from doing it. Some of our officers wear them, some don't. I mean, you got that choice. We're not against it. Remember, it's optional. But the problem we're facing here is the people, not just Elk Grove, the whole world. People are confused. They're scared. And they're getting mad. What we need to do more than anything else is we got to get a unified message going. There's too many mixed messages going on out there. At one time last May, you had the president saying, you got vaccinated. I don't have one up there. Masks are gone. You're vaccinated. Get rid of your mask. You don't need to wear them again. Then a few months later, oh, you got to wear masks again. Then it says you get your vaccine. I got the articles. You get vaccinated. The CDC said once you're vaccinated, you cannot get it. You cannot give it. Nothing to worry about. Now we know that's not true. So they keep changing things. So what we did as a board, we go by the numbers. We look at the facts. We look at the numbers. We look at science. We make decisions. Give you an example where people get confused. If you remember last spring, actually it started back last winter, Governor Pritzker asked us to wear masks, and his main concern was the positivity rate was so high. We all supported it. The village backed it. We wore masks. We had all that. But we also saw things changing, and we decided, remember we made the announcement in late spring, early spring, that this summer we're doing. Why did we do it? We saw the numbers decreasing. Matter of fact, by end of May, early June, Governor got the positivity rate below 5%. He lifted the mask mandate. Okay, so we understand where he's coming from. Positivity rate gets below a certain level, we're safe to take the mask off. Okay, we follow that. We're good. Then in August, the governor saw the positivity rate going up again. I think it was past 10%. He said, wear masks again. We did. We all supported it. We did it. Well, for the past several weeks, if not longer, the positivity rate's been now below 5%. But the mask mandate didn't go away this time. Now the governor's saying, well, no, the mask mandate stays because I'm worried about hospitalizations. Well, that's not what you did before. Now we changed, now we're worried about hospitalizations. So, again, the goalposts were moved again. It confuses people, it upsets people. But again, we decided to look at the numbers as a board. So we did. One thing we looked at hospitalization. I talked about this last time. We have Alexian Brothers right here in Elk Grove. We're very blessed to have them. Now remember, they don't serve just Elk Grove Village residents. They serve an entire region, hundreds of thousands of people. They do it. So we looked. Last year, about a year ago at this time, they were running over 120 people a day in the hospital with COVID and about 25 people a day on ventilators. That's their numbers, average. Some day might be 135, one might be 118, but it's always over 100, quite a few people. Since end of May, we get the numbers all the time. We're getting it daily for a while. We cut back now. We watch. The highest daily count since end of May at Alexian was 24. It's been as low as 1 many days. Recently, it was pretty low there. It was 1 and 2 a day. Actually, that's when they stopped giving us the daily numbers because it was so low. Recently, it shot up, but even then, today it was 18. Last week, 18. But on average, since the end of May till now, they average 16 a day and 1 person on ventilator. That's about 12% of what it was a year before that. We feel those numbers are down in the range. But again, then we thought, okay, let's look further. So we looked further. What have the masks done to help protect people? Like I said, we all believe in vaccinations. The mask was the thing that we've been talking about a lot with the governor. So we looked at HHS, that's Health and Human Services, the federal government. The last numbers they presented was last Friday, November 12th. And what they showed was the name of the state, how many hospitalizations that state had per 100,000 people. 5 people per 100,000, 50 people per 100,000. It shows kind of the impact, as the governor talked about, on hospitalizations. Then it showed, has hospitalizations been increasing or decreasing recently? And then, of course, said, do they require a mask or no mask? Now, remember this. There's 50 states in this country. 44 do not require everyone to wear a mask. 44 states. 6 states require everyone to wear a mask, Illinois being one. Out of the 44 that do not require everyone to wear a mask, several of them require unvaccinated people to wear a mask, but vaccinated do not. But the vast majority of states in this country don't require a mask. So we looked. Vermont, 8 hospitalizations per 100,000 people. They've been declining 2%, no mask mandate. Massachusetts, 6 people per 100,000, declined 4%, no mask mandate. New Jersey, 8 people per 100,000, 15% decline, no mask mandate. Florida, 8 people per 100,000, 29% decline, no mask mandate. Louisiana, 5 per 100,000, 30% decline, no mask mandate. And Mississippi, 7 people per 100,000, 35% decline, no mask mandate. If you notice what I did there, where I picked out northern states, southern states, different weather, different climates, all that. People going to want to play politics? Okay. You had Republican states, you had Democrat states. So we took a cross section. Now you look at Illinois, that requires a full mask mandate. 10 people per 100,000 hospitalized. It's increased 6%. Matter of fact, a couple days ago, the positive rate was 2.5. Today, it's 3.5. So here we're requiring masks, but our numbers seem to be going opposite of the states that don't require masks. Pretty dramatic difference there. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. But if masks were doing their job, I would think our numbers would hold steady, if not drop. So that's what we look at as a board when we make decisions. Our decisions are based on numbers, on facts, on the science. We would never do anything that we think would harm anybody. And I'll say it one last time. Vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. I believe solely in that. But we also have to be realistic. And here's one of the things that brought home. See this, folks? These are the emails, telephone calls, all we've gotten from residents and non-residents since we made our announcement 3 weeks ago. We hear from people. We do it. But last Friday, I was at Home Depot cheating on getting my Christmas wreaths a little early. And a woman came up to me and said, Mayor, I said, yes, ma'am. You know, all people ask me about nowadays, whether we go to the VFW or else they ask about the mask and all that, which is fine. She goes, Mayor, I want to thank you. And I said, why is that, ma'am? She goes, I've got a 4th grader at Link School here in Elk Grove. She goes, every day my 4th grader tells a teacher at least 2 to 3 times he's got to go to the bathroom. And of course, she lets him go to the bathroom. She goes, he's not going to the bathroom, Mayor. He sits in the stall and takes his mask off. It gets so overwhelming for him, and it bothers him. He just wants some free time, is what he calls it, free time. Then he knows it's 10 minutes. He takes his 10 minutes, puts the mask back on, goes back to class. Again, there's kids, my grandkids wear them, no problem. I see them. Everyone's different. But please understand, there's always consequences of what we do, and we need to keep our eyes open on that. And again, we would never do anything to hurt people. We're not killers, as some people may think. We're not killers. We're doing what's right. And so I just want to set the record straight. I know people keep asking, they talk to the board and all this. This is where we came from, and this is where we go. Again, this board is firm but flexible. As these things change, we can adapt. But we're trying to follow the best things we can get available to us. So with that said, we'll move on now to trustees' report. Move on to Trustee Jeffrey Charles Frankie.
No report.
Trustee Feichter.
The Community Character Coalition, as I mentioned at the last meeting, is spearheading the drive for the Toys for Tots. And as you'll see out in the hallway, we have boxes for it. And we're hoping that people contribute toys. It's such a good thing to do because it goes for such a good purpose. We, every year for the last several years, we've been working with the Marine Corps Reserve on this program. The Marine Corps Reserve works on this over a very big area. But if they don't have organizations like ours in Elk Grove Village helping to promote it, it wouldn't work as well. So we are trying to help get people to donate these toys. We need to have new toys, and they should not be wrapped. You can turn these in. We have boxes right here at the Village Hall, but also at the Pavilion, at the Hattendorf Center, the library, District 59 administrative offices, the township office, and at the Enclave at 75 Turner Avenue. All these spots this year, more than we've ever had before, trying to get toys to be turned in for kids. I mean, every toy that we get, it goes for a good purpose. And we have to get this done by December 6th, so we're hoping that people, especially now as we're getting closer to Christmas, think about what this does and how it will help and make kids feel decent and good and happy at the holidays. That's something I think that's so important. So if you're able to do anything on that, please. We got the boxes out here, and you can find them all over town. So that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Listener.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to mention again about the Veterans Day ceremony. It was a great event, and there was many more people than I've seen in many years now. But it's such a privilege to go there and join our veterans, and they're always so humble. And I always feel the other way around. But thank you for mentioning it, and that concludes my report.
Trustee Parker.
I also want to add, in addition to the VFW having a ceremony, for the past several years, Township District 214, which used to give their students the day off on Veterans Day, now is having attendance and educating the students about what Veterans Day is all about. And one of the social studies teachers there organizes a really nice breakfast assembly and invites the veterans of the community to come. and be honored by the students. And it's a very nice program. The VFW attends there, and they also give out 2 $1,000 scholarships to Oak Grove High School seniors. So that also is a very nice event and very well attended. The only sad part about Veterans Day is acknowledging the ones who didn't make it through the year, and we had a few this year at the VFW. But we move on. The other thing I'd like to remind everybody about the Winters Farmers Market. It's at Christus Victor Church on the 1st and 3rd Saturdays of the month through spring, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. They've got a full market going, so please stop by and support the market in your community. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee Schmidt.
I'd just like to add something to what Mayor said about COVID. If you remember last Thanksgiving, a lot of us stayed home. We didn't get together with families. Things have changed now. They're talking about record number of people traveling. And I hope that everybody has a chance to see their families this Thanksgiving, but please have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. And last but definitely not least, for her final trustee report, Trustee Zarnik.
No report.
Okay. She'll be speaking a little later, don't worry. Okay. We move on now to the accounts payable warrant. Let's first do October 31st, 2021.
I move we accept the accounts payable warrant of October 31st, 2021 in the amount of $4,729,183.27.
Second.
A motion by Trustee Zarnik, second by Trustee Listener. Jen, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Feichter,
Yes.
Trustee Frankie,
Aye.
Trustee Listener,
Aye.
Trustee Prochnow,
Aye.
Trustee Schmidt,
Aye.
Trustee Zarnik.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. November 16th, 2021.
I move we accept the accounts payable warrant for November 16th, 2021 in the amount of $1,453,238.21.
Second.
A motion by Trustee Zarnik, second by Trustee Lister. Without objection, record the votes previously demonstrated, 6-0. Now we move on to the consent agenda. Tonight, we have items A as in awesome through N as in Nancy.
Oh.
Impressed, Georgie?
Oh, very good.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Does any, I need a motion first?
Second.
Okay, we had a motion by Trustee Zarnik, second by Trustee Listener. Any questions, comments from any staff or board member tonight? None?
No.
Huh?
I
I gotta give it to her.
Not him, though.
I respect my seniors.
Oh.
Wait a minute, I apologize. I should respect both my seniors. I apologize.
Everybody
Yeah,
should.
and-
Being the young guy up
All
here, I have to say
And
that,
I
so.
have to say, I'm offended being referred to as an old goat.
We are old goats.
Speak for yourself.
I didn't
all
hear
are.
the goat part. I didn't hear you say goat.
Yeah, so we're all a bunch
Yeah,
of
he
old goats.
Oh, well, I'm offended.
That's an old southern,
Now I'm
that's,
offended.
that's an old southern term. It's greatest of all time. Yeah, it's endearment. There's endearment in that phrase.
Yeah.
See what's happening when you're leaving? It's total chaos.
Anybody in the audience wish to address on the consent agenda items at this point? Okay, seeing none and hearing no objection, record the vote as please demonstrated from the 6 people, I won't say what they are, 6-0. Regular agenda, Mr. Rummel?
Mayor, Board of Trustees, you do have one item under the regular agenda this evening. That is the dollar store's opening at the town center next door, at the end cap, and they've requested, once they're ready to open, a 30-day maximum temporary sign that just says grand opening. And if you find the request acceptable, a motion to approve it would be in order. The village board has to approve all signage at the town center, and that's why it's on your agenda this evening.
Do they give us dates yet?
Not that I've heard. Mary, do you know?
Do they give any dates when they're gonna be opening?
Yes, Wednesday the 24th.
So right before Thanksgiving?
They told us.
Ah, so it'll be open for the holidays. Okay, very good. It's a voice vote. Yes. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
I heard from my senior colleague down there, Trustee Frankie. Can I have a second? My younger colleague, Trustee Feichter. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show unanimous approval. We're just having some fun tonight because we want to make Nancy not get too emotional in a little bit. So we want to keep her laughing. Plan Commission, Mr. Romo.
There are no items this evening under the Plan Commission nor the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Okay, move on now to other boards and commissions. Youth Committee, Trustee Jeffrey Charles Frankie.
Oh, no, I'm not getting in any trouble. No report.
Business Leaders Forum, Trustee Listener.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't see John Dallas here, but I found out that today is National Entrepreneurs Day. It occurs on the third Tuesday of November and honors people who have built a business from the ground floor.
Thursday.
So congratulations to all our Elk Grove entrepreneurs. I said it. And tomorrow night is the Masterclass 51 at Enclave. The topic is thinking behind, within, and ahead of robotics and other automation. The presenter is Joseph Bardos, president of FPE Automation Incorporated, located at 110 Gordon Street in Elk Grove Village. Mr. Bardo will share developments in robotics and artificial intelligence to smart manufacturing and the Internet of Things. The program is free and starts at 6 p.m. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Move on to now Cable Television Committee, Trustee Listener.
Thank you, Mayor. I saw something in our S&I. I assume you saw it also, but effective December 31st, NBC Sports Network, NBCSN, will cease operations and will no longer be available for viewing. This is channel 65 and high def is 174. But that shows some of the Blackhawk games.
That shows all the soccer games, too.
And they got a lot
On
of
Saturday
tennis
morning, it
races.
shows the bike races, the Tour de France, the Tour, all
Oh,
those.
that's disappointing.
We're getting rid of a lot of sports there.
But I don't think it's Comcast. I think it's NBC.
NBC that's eliminated.
So what do you do?
Did they say it's going to be anywhere else? Yeah, the Premier League soccer is on there. They say
Yeah.
where it's,
No, nothing yet, but we have another month to find out. So
okay.
that concludes my report.
Will you find out, Trustee Listener?
I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll stay
Call
up
who, Ebersol, whatever was the head of NBC?
Dick?
Yeah, call Dick Ebersol, find out.
I don't watch NBC.
Yeah, some call him Richard, we call him Dick, so we're good. Okay, thank you, Trustee Lister. Health and Community Service Board, Trustee Zarnik.
Thank you. It's not official, but we believe there were 43 donors for the November 13th blood drive. That's a really wonderful response. Thank you to all who participated. It was so needed and appreciated. And just a reminder that our respite program, A Caring Place, is only open 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays? Thursdays, Mondays and Thursdays. I've got the right person in the audience to help me. Mondays and Thursdays from 9:30 till 12. And that concludes my report.
And Nancy, that's been one of your, community service has been one of your strengths and what you've done over the years. And you got us the nurse for the village. And until, obviously, Medicare has now helped his Lexian, but you've done a lot with that and you made the village healthier, safer, helped the seniors a lot. And you've done a great job. Thank you.
Thank
on
you.
that. Big shoes to fill on whoever takes over the committee next. We move on now to Information Committee. Trustee Listener.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You covered most of the stuff in your report, but I just want to add that the November newsletter is expected to begin reaching mailboxes as early as this Friday, November 19th. And then the electronic version will be posted on the website on Thursday, November 18th, which has a lot of information on what you covered, Mayor. And also, please continue to check our village website and my EGV app for updated information. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Recycling and Waste Committee, Trustee Feichter.
I noticed out in our hallway, besides collecting gifts for kids, we also are starting to collect Christmas lights. So if you start setting up your tree at home, or you put outside the Christmas decorations and your lights don't work and you want to get rid of them, don't throw them in the garbage. Come over here, drop them off. There's a box right there. And every year we get hundreds of pounds of lights, strings that are recycled here. So please try to remember to do that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Feichter. Parade Committee, Trustee Zarnik.
And my parade, the parade committee. You can still watch the hometown parade on Channel 6, so you can look for the listings online for the times. The next parade meeting for the planning of the 2022 parade will be Monday, January 10th at 5:30 p.m. in the Room E of the Zedek Municipal Building. And that concludes my report.
Tammy, did you get that date?
No, I did not.
That was subtle.
That's not good when rookies are that quick.
That was pretty
That's not
subtle.
good. Normally they fall into that. There's going to be a little work here.
January 10th.
Move on to Personnel Committee. Trustee Frankie.
It's not that funny. Did we decide we were having a meeting, or when we will announce one, if we intend on having a personnel committee we talked about earlier?
Oh, that won't be until after January, until we get the new committee set up.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
when we find out who the members are, that's I said they'll probably want to meet after the new year,
Gotcha.
which is fine, plenty of time.
Okay, well, then, no announcement.
Okay. Judiciary Planning and Zoning Committee, Trustee Prochnow.
No report.
Capital Improvements Committee, Trustee Zarnik.
Over the past few weeks, the Public Works Academy has been in high gear. Participants have been learning about the maintenance activities and the General Operations Division, Utilities Division, and Building and Fleet Services. We've had the opportunity to perform utility locates, operate the backhoe and televising equipment, and fix a water main break. When covering above-ground activities, we made our own signs, learned about the care that goes into managing the urban forest, and took a ride in a plow and sweeper truck. We even got to drive them. Participants also visited Building and Fleet Services while learning about the maintenance required for village facilities and all the vehicles and equipment that make the village go. I'm pleased with this opportunity was offered to residents. It goes along with our fire and police academies, and I certainly hope more residents take advantage of it. You will really learn how important these jobs are to keep this village going. I thoroughly enjoyed it and so appreciate the work our ladies and gentlemen do to keep this community, this exceptional community, running. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Nancy. Now we move on to airport. I've already discussed with you the airport. Well, a lot of people were waiting for it tonight, and with bated breath. Our Midsummer Classic Concert Series update. No one's here from the Park District, right? Come on, we do this in partnership. We have some sponsors, but we also work with the Park District in putting this together. So we're excited to announce this year's lineup. And just watch Maggie, if you would, please.
You know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Tell me, when can I find a woman like that? You better love somebody. It's late, you better love somebody. Don't wait, you better love somebody. Don't tempt fate, you're gonna.
So, our lineup this year, we'll start off with KC and Sunshine Band the 4th of July, move on to the Little River Band, which we played right here, the next one in July. Then the first one we're going to do in partnership with the Rotary Club for Rotary Fest will be Rick Springfield, and we finish up with Sheena Easton, the last concert of the year. So it's a great lineup. We're excited about it. It's not Stevie Nicks yet, but keep the faith. Maybe happening sooner than we may realize sometimes. But it's a great lineup. We're excited. And it's only 8 months away. So it's coming soon, folks. So that's good. Special events, we got our tree lighting, which we talked about earlier. Liquor Commission, no items under that. Report from our village manager.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'd just like to take a moment to recognize Trustee Zarnik's, Nancy's 32nd anniversary with Elk Grove Village, which was Sunday. I know this because mine was Saturday, and we've been here together the entire time. And I guess on behalf of village staff, I'd like to say, thank you for your 32 years of service to Elk Grove Village. It's been truly a deep privilege and a fantastic honor to have worked with you over that time. You've served the village and the taxpayers with dignity and grace and class and respect. You've been an amazing leader here, and your fingerprints are all over our fine community. Every decision you've made has always been in the best interest of the taxpayers, and it's been my personal privilege to have worked with you over the past 32 years. While we're going to miss you, I do want to congratulate you on your being recognized on the Wall of Achievement this evening. It's an incredible honor. I do want to thank you for your years of dedicated service to Elk Grove Village. Congratulations on your retirement, and we wish you nothing but the very best of health and happiness as you move on to the next chapter of your life.
Move on now to clerk report. Jen, anything to report tonight?
No report.
Okay. Unfinished business, Mr. Knickerbocker? Everything going underneath you? Yep, as usual, nothing there. Any new business ideas or business items that anybody wants to bring up before I take care of my new business items? We'll have, let's do this, so we can do this at you guys then. Let's do public comment first. Okay. Is there any public comment tonight that anybody wants to make before, because we won't have public comment after we do the next part with Nancy and with Tammy. Any public comment or questions tonight that anyone want to bring to the board? See none? Okay. Then, Nancy, why don't you join me down here?
Just use a suit coat.
Stevie. Okay, as Nancy.
Who's old?
I said, I'm an old goat.
Greatest of all time.
But there's a term of endearment in the South. In the South, there's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
The Southern roots coming up.
Bless your heart.
The South will rise again, remember that.
Bless your
Don't
heart.
forget that.
That's another term of it.
Yep. Okay, Nancy, we've gotten some things here. Laura Murphy, our state senator, came by with a proclamation from the Illinois State Senate. It's a certificate of recognition. The Illinois Senate of the 102nd General Assembly of the State of Illinois acknowledges Trustee Nancy J. Zarnick, Village of Elk Grove Village, in recognition of 32 years of dedication and service to Elk Grove Village and its residents, and calls for the commemoration of her successful career, and further extends its wishes for happiness, health, and continued success in all future endeavors. Offered by Senator Laura Murphy, and it is dated November 16th, 2021. For you. Now, the village, of course, does something special. That'll be for you. I get the one, not I don't need my glasses, that I can read. A proclamation honoring Trustee Nancy J. Zarnick on her 32-year retirement of service to the community of Elk Grove Village. Whereas during her tenure on the village board, Nancy J. Zarnick was involved in just about every facet of the community. Most notably, Nancy initiated the Parade Committee in 1997 and served continually from its inception, providing a family-friendly activity each year for the village. Whereas Nancy also co-chaired several other festivities, including the 40th anniversary celebration, the 50th anniversary celebration, the village's Camelot on the Green celebration, and whereas one of her deepest honors, Nancy truly relished serving those in need through the Community Service Office, where she supported the annual holiday gift program, respite programs, mental health services for those in need. Nancy was also instrumental in creating the position of community health nurse prior to Medicare supporting the medical needs of residents. And whereas Nancy has been involved with almost every committee of the Elk Grove Village Board and was appointed to the village's first ever deputy mayor in June of 2020. She chaired Capital Improvements Committee as well as Business Leaders Forum. Nancy has chaired Health and Community Service Advisory Committee, has served as a member on the Health and Community Service Board. She has also chaired the Judiciary Planning and Zoning Committee, Personnel Committee, and Recycling Waste Committee. And whereas Nancy J. Zarnick has provided decades of unparalleled ethical leadership, that's important, ethical leadership, hard work, and great accomplishment for the community that she loves, Elk Grove Village shall forever be grateful for her service to the residents and business of the community. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Craig B. Johnson, and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Elk Grove Village, counties of Cook and DuPage, in Illinois, on behalf of the grateful community, do hereby designate Tuesday, November 16, 2021, as Nancy J. Zarnick Day, and officially commend her on her retirement after 32 continuous years of service and dedication to Elk Grove Village community as trustee. It's dated this 16th day of November 2021, signed by the mayor and all the Board of Trustees. So Nancy, besides that, make sure you know you won't be forgotten. You got a village street for you. We'll get a picture in a minute. We'll do all that. But Nancy, it's all yours.
Funny coincidence. Today, 53 years ago, Frank and I, along with our sons, moved into Elk Grove Village. And that's how it started. We became active and involved in our community with the Jaycees, our church, Alexan Brothers, PTA, baseball, Scouts, Kenneth Young Center, Park District for Frank, and the village activities for me. I've developed many friendships along the way and want to express my thanks. To the village board, Mayor Johnson, trustees, Listener, Feichter, Prochnow, Frankie, and Schmidt, for their dedication to the village and their friendship to me, and more importantly, to this community. To Village Manager Ray Rommel, Matt Roan, our deputy village manager, who is soon to be our new village manager. And to Maggie Jablansky, our assistant village manager, who's going to be the deputy village manager. Lori Murphy, our village clerk, and Jen Maha, forgive me, our executive coordinator. And to the ladies in the office, Kathy and Caroline, and though they really are our right hands. To George Knickerbocker, village attorney, police chief Walsh, fire chief Michael, Mary Jo Pye, Colby Basham, Christine Trump, all the employees of this exceptional community who have made my time here so pleasant. To the boards and commissions and CERT who volunteer their times and their efforts. We couldn't do this much, and we couldn't do as well without you. Thank you to the past. Mayor Zedek, he appointed me. Mayor Galatano, he started me on this path by nominating me for the Plan Commission. To former board members, Tosto, Boslett, Chernick, Retberg, Petri, who I worked with. To all the friends who have helped me and supported me all these years. To my family, Carl and his wife Patty, Frank and his wife Andrea, and my grandchildren, Kyle and Elena. They are my treasures, and as always have helped and supported me unconditionally. With all this, I just want to add, contentment isn't about achievement. It's about enjoying the process of living. I am, and I do. You have all given me that. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yes, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Grandkids, she's got no excuse. Nancy, obviously, when I first ran for mayor, Nancy and I were not on the same page. We all know that, and that was fine. But Nancy gave me one of the best compliments I ever had. After I got elected, mayor appoints new boards and commission members. And normally the procedure is when a new mayor comes to office, he cleans house and puts in all these things. Well, we had great people who served in the village. I didn't care if they supported me or not supported me. They did great for this village. So I left them all where they're at. Whether they had my sign or Paul's sign, didn't matter. Left them. And Nancy came up to me and thought that was the greatest thing she ever saw someone do in government. That, you're willing to reach out and work together. And from that point on, Nancy and I relied on each other. Trust me, she's a lot stronger and she's a lot more dog determined than people realize when she sees something. So this niceness, not always, she's a bulldog when she wants to be, and she's done a good job. But she's also respected. Tonight we heard that when we had a discussion on an issue, which I can't go into details, executive session, but she was the first one to speak and pretty much led where we ended up going on this thing. So don't underestimate her small frailty size and, all that. She's a tough one. And I relied on her. Her and Jim Petrie are the two I would listen to when they would speak more. No offense, I would really listen to them because they had the experience, they had the knowledge, and they had the caring for this village that it could only come from someone that's willing to think about 32 years of commitment to this community, sacrifice to the family. It's not easy. So that's why those two I would listen to a lot. And they may not realize how many times I took some of the cues with things we did. So I'm going to miss you, Nancy. I know you're not going far. And we're a better, far better community because of you, and we thank you for that. That's all yours. We're going to do pictures after we finish up, because with Nancy going to be stepping down in a second, we'll give her a second to sit here. Before we seat our new trustee, we'll need to make her first vote in a few minutes. So, I don't mean to sound mean, but we need your seat.
Thanks for coming. Can you see we didn't rehearse?
If you want me to call security, I could. But, I thought this would go very smoothly. I feel bad now.
In the basket of chocolates?
I don't know what I was supposed to do. No, we need pictures. You can't go. And we got Jirash out there. We can't pass that off. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've never done this. Well, I got some parts. But, okay. Wow, look at this.
Look at that.
Boy, Nancy, when you're going, I guess. Nancy, who's? Okay. Well, that was unique. Seen a lot of things. That was different. Nancy, thank you. Appreciate it. Now, as with anything, we keep moving, and Nancy, when she made an announcement, Nancy and I talked quite a few times about replacements. And we thought it was important that we found someone that had the same kind of work ethic, mindset, good for the community, and knowledge of the community. And Nancy and Tammy were actually the only ones that knew until not long ago who we're going to pick to be the replacement. And I think Nancy and I knew right away that Tammy was definitely going to be the right choice. So Tammy Miller, if you come on down here for me, please. We're going to ask for a vote in a second here, but we're not looking to place someone like Nancy. You're not going to replace her. You're going to find someone to carry on the spot. And Tammy came to mind and had some conversations. And Tammy's been an integral part of this community. Anyone that dealt with the Parchers the last 20 years knows Tammy. She is very well respected there, very integral part of the success that Parchers has. And she's also very giving here in the community with her church and other areas. And we thought she's actually the epitome of what we like to see in a person that represents this community on the board. And so that's why I made the announcement last month. But tonight I need to get a formal approval. So I'd like to have a motion to appoint Tammy Miller to fill the remaining term of Nancy Zarnick's seat as trustee here in Oakville Village.
So moved.
We have a motion by trustee Feichter. Do we have a?
Jeffson.
We have a second by trustee Frankie. Jen, can you please call the roll? Nancy, you can't vote on this one. Sorry.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Feichter?
Yes.
Trustee Frankie?
Aye.
Trustee Listener?
Aye.
Trustee Prochnow?
Aye.
Okay. So obviously Tammy has agreed. I don't think Clark realized what he's going to be getting into. We'll wait till the first time he walked through Jewel, and 50 people said, "How come the water's not so powerful? Where's the pressure? You'll know what it's like." We're going to swear her in now, and she'll serve as trustee until the election in April of 2023. Tammy's already said she's going to plan on running again, which is one of the requests we wanted. A year and a half is just about enough time to get your feet wet before you get going. So, but she will be now sworn in and be the next trustee of Elk Grove. One thing we didn't check, Ray, what number trustee is this? I was going to ask you to check that, and I didn't.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Should get that keeping tariff. I know this much. Nancy was a trustee that appointed 3 village managers. You know who pointed that out to me tonight? You know who told me that tonight? Gary and Perrin. Yep, Gary right away. You know, Nancy pointed at me, and 3 of us. Where'd Gary go? I told him we had Jirash coming and everything. I thought he'd stick around, but okay, Nancy or Tammy, if you would, step up, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Tammy Miller,
Have been appointed to the position of
have been appointed to the position of
village trustee
village trustee
here in the village of Elk Grove Village
here in the village of Elk Grove Village
and the counties of Cook and DuPage.
and counties of Cook and DuPage.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I'll faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
village trustee.
village trustee.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All yours.
I didn't know I was going to speak tonight, but I do want to say thank you, Nancy, for paving the way for so many wonderful, wonderful things that you've done in the village. You have been gracious and genuine, and I respect and admire you, and I hope I can do just an ounce of what you've did. Thank you. To the board, thank you. To the mayor, thank you. To the staff, I am excited to see what you do and provide direction as well, and work with the board to have that vision to see where we can take the village. And I am very grateful to the residents and to my husband and to my family. Thank you.
Nancy, can you come up here for a second?
Can I come there or?
No, come on up.
Security.
Oh, yeah, sure. You gotta go.
Okay. Is you ready to gavel out in a second? Let you finish up? Not, slow down, don't get too excited. Relax. This is meeting adjourned. Not yet, though. Not yet. Okay, with the board meeting concluded, afterwards tonight, go out in the vestibule out there. We have some snacks. Well, everyone please stay out there. We'll get some pictures in here first, the board. Family members of both, Nancy and Tammy's. Stick around, we'll do that. And with that concluded, Mr. Knickerbocker, not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
You missed you liked the little Winnie's report tonight, didn't you?
Little Wendy?
With that said, and it is a term of endearment, Trustee Prochnow, and I am one too. So with that said, I need a motion to, wait a minute, let's see how the rookie does. We need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, not bad. Can I get a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Trustee Miller, second by Trustee Frankie. Jen, will you call the roll, please?
Trustee Miller.
Oh,
Whoa.
Trustee Feichter.
that's you.
Yes.
Trustee Frankie.
Aye.
Trustee Listener.
Aye.
Trustee Prochnow.
Aye.
And Trustee Schmidt.
Aye.
Motion to pass.
Motion
Pass 6-0.
6-0. Meeting adjourned.
There you go.
Who said that? I think, okay, Tim's got a note here.